What's up guys? Today we're going to talk a little bit about Glock triggers, one in particular and my experiences with it. Welcome to the channel. Alright guys, so if you follow my channel and or watch my video on my PSA/SCT build, you know about this guy right there. I use different parts from different companies for this build. For the trigger, I went with the AIM Surplus flat face aluminum trigger with the black shoe and the gold safety, which is what I want to talk to you guys about today. Alright, so the AIM Surplus aluminum flat face trigger is a very good looking, nice, skeletonized trigger, which looks good, feels good on the finger, and it worked good for about 140 rounds. Yep, you heard me right. It broke on me on my first range day with my brand new build. So I noticed that after 140 rounds, the trigger was feeling kind of funky. So I noticed that the safety blade had no spring tension, and sure enough, the little spring fell out. So I called AIM Surplus. Let me say they have amazing customer service and real fast response times. So the rep said, you know what? Send me an email, send me a picture, and we'll send you out a return label, send it back out, and once we get it, we'll send you a replacement trigger. So I told them on the email, when you get my faulty trigger in, before you send out a replacement, have somebody at AIM Surplus, either QC or just anybody, look at my trigger, inspect it before sending it out. So I waited, and this is my replacement trigger. Alright guys, so when I got my replacement trigger in and I opened the box, the first thing I see is a free t-shirt from AIM Surplus, which is the one that I'm wearing right now. Number two, I noticed that the packaging for the trigger was ripped open, which means somebody at AIM Surplus inspected my trigger and followed through with my request. So thank you AIM Surplus for that. So the first thing I did was I polished the trigger bar and I slapped it in my gun. Initially, it had a very long take up and a very spongy and mushy break, so I didn't like that, so it came back out. I had to do some changes and some fine tuning and got it where I like it. So I also swapped out the connector. I got a Combat Armory connector. I was running the Ghost 3.5, but it was very spongy and I didn't like it. So I also swapped out the factory striker spring for a tactical pontoon 5-pound striker spring, and it's been working really well. Let me show you the break and reset on this gun. Alright, so there's my build with the replacement AIM Surplus aluminum flat face trigger with the gold shoe and the black safety. The gun has been safety checked and it is clear. So let me show you guys the trigger. There it is, you guys, up close. So with the Combat Armory connector and the tactical pontoon striker spring, here is the take up, break, and reset. So safety works. That is the take up, wall, and the break, and the reset. So once again, safety works. That's the take up right there. You get a wall, very crisp, defined wall, and the break. So right now I got it breaking at, let me show you guys on camera here. So right at 4.5. So really like this trigger, like how it's performing. Hopefully it works well for me and it keeps running. Something else I noticed and that I want to point out is that the cutouts on the triggers are not the same. The ones on the gold trigger are not the same as the ones on the black trigger. The cutouts on the black trigger are different in such a way that you can actually see the safety blade spring from one of the cutouts, and on the gold trigger you cannot. Maybe that is one of the reasons why the little safety blade spring fell out, and with the gold trigger it is captured in there and no way for it to fall out. I don't know, it is a possibility. So with this trigger I haven't had any issues yet. I've taken it out twice to the range and it's been working real good for me. As a matter of fact, last night I went out on a night course and it worked real good, and no issues whatsoever. I don't have any footage on that, but it worked really well. So in the process of this whole broken trigger replacement deal, I asked AIM Surplus what's going to happen if my trigger breaks again. So they were very quick to reply and said that the trigger does have a lifetime warranty. If it breaks on me, I could always send it back for replacement or a refund. So if that were to happen, I'm just going to send it back for a refund and not want to deal with this again. So if this trigger breaks, I'm just going to run the P80 flat face trigger. I really like the trigger. It's been very reliable for me. I like it so much that I have 3 of them, 2 on my daggers, and a spare for this gun if that be the case. So that is it, you guys, my review or my experience with the AIM Surplus aluminum flat face trigger. Thank you guys for watching. As always, I appreciate your support. Please comment, share, like, and catch you guys next time. Peace.